Bruno Mars has been scrambling to make up the money that he owes Vegas casinos. These resorts have got him stuck in a loop where he gets drunk, he gambles a bunch, and then he owes the casino a lot of cash, which in turn they force him to perform every night.
Cold open, glitter, guts, and a rumor. Too big to ignore. Vegas lights never blink, yet one winter night they seem to flicker with a single number, 50 million. That jaw-dropping figure, whispered to be Bruno Mars's gambling debt, raced across the strip faster than a pocket ace on the river. Could the man behind 24K Magic, the crooner whose voice sounds dipped in pure gold, really be caught in a platinum-sized pit? Tonight we follow the chips, the hits, and every sharp turn between.
No, it was fun. I don't even think I remember that I was impersonating somebody. I just remember I loved holding a microphone, and I loved being able to hear my voice in the big speakers when I was a kid.
By the end, you'll decide whether the debt is a tall tale or the price of a party that never ends. But first, let's rewind to the moment Vegas and Bruno became inseparable, because the seeds of shock were planted long before that rumor blew the doors off every high-limit room in town. The $50 million shockwave rumors rarely arrive quietly in Las Vegas. They crash in like a jackpot siren. In March 2024, insiders from an MGM poker pit claimed Bruno owed the casino $50 million, enough to build another Bellagio fountain or bankroll a decade of Super Bowl halftime shows.
I don't know if I ever,
who knows?
Who knows?
Future, but you've got this.
Right.
You've got today.
So it's we worked extremely hard on that song. Yeah. I mean, almost a year just writing this.
Fan bases split in seconds. Half screamed, "No way!" The other half whispered, "I always wondered." MGM issued an immediate two-sentence denial, calling the figure completely false. Yet the rebuttal only turned the gossip into a wildfire. Reddit filled with spreadsheet detectives tallying nightly ticket prices and merch margins against hypothetical loan payments. TikToks broke down chip colors and baccarat etiquette. Twitter, X, lit up with memes. Bruno in a velvet suit tugging a slot lever labeled desperation.
Yeah, well, it's just a groove. That's what I'm searching for in the studio. What makes me move? What can I see me and the band performing for the next 50 years?
There's a reason Vegas rumors roar. The city survives on spectacle. And if spectacle stumbles, even for a blink, the entire illusion trembles. So executives scrambled to stamp out talk of debt, while viewers leaned in closer, popcorn in hand. Still, numbers alone don't tell a story. They beg for context. To find the roots of 50 million, you have to meet the monster contract that made such a rumor plausible. Viva Las Residencies.
Yeah, I want everyone to know that this album's coming out, and I'm excited about it. So I'm going to try to spread the word.
In early 2016, Bruno inked what strip veterans quietly call the gold standard residency deal. Estimates hover around $90 million a year, plus back-end bonuses and sky-high bar sales. To outsiders, residencies can look like a retirement gig, but insiders know their musical mortgages. Artists trade travel exhaustion for fixed stages and guaranteed checks, while casinos gain an anthem factory that lures whales to tables. Bruno's show is pure spectacle. Mirrored drum kits, horn lines hotter than pavement in July, and choreography so tight you'd swear gravity took the night off.
On that song, we pulled that song out the trash can because it could take one wrong turn and it could just, be terrible,
right,
which it took a lot of turns. And we kept pulling it out the trash can, kept working on it, until finally we all signed off on it and said, this is the best it's gonna be, let's do it.
Seats start pricey and climb to hope you sold Bitcoin at the top. VIP booths, bottle service, backstage passes. Every inch of Dolby Live prints money. Then there's Silk Sonic, the champagne-smooth duo with Anderson. Pack launched in 2022. Their evening-length funk review sold out faster than you can say pinky ring. Between shows, Mars opened a cocktail lounge inside the Bellagio, named the Pinky Ring, naturally, where the house old-fashioned arrives with a gold leaf garnish and a wink from a sax player on the bar.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to take cues from the guys that have come before me, and that's what music is supposed to do, right? Bring people together. So I'm hoping you mean that as a compliment.
On paper, Bruno's pockets should jingle like slot machines. So why the debt buzz? One pit boss explained it best. When you earn Vegas money, you spend Vegas money. Nightly 7-figure payments invite 8-figure risks, and Bruno never pretended to be risk-averse. Rolling the dice, a love affair with risk. Picture 19-year-old Bruno arriving in LA with a suitcase, a demo CD, and a craving for adrenaline. He wanders into the Commerce Casino, sits at a low-stakes poker table.
My dad had like this Las Vegas style show in Waikiki in Hawaii, where I'm from. And, you know, he pulled me up on stage one night and that was it. That's all I wanted to do.
And freezes when the first pot hits triple digits. His fingers shake. A gray-haired regular calls him out. Bruno loses the hand in a flash, but he walks away hooked, not on defeat, but on the pulse-pounding surge. Fast forward a decade. Bruno jokes on carpool karaoke about paying rent at the card table, introducing himself as a professional gambler who sings on the side. Friends recall 4 a.m. FaceTime calls from penthouse suites, towers of 5K chips behind him, laughter filling the speaker.
Oh, trust me, you know, sometimes I have to bite my tongue because a lot of people think they could just say whatever they want.
Vegas lore sprouted a viral TikTok. A high roller claimed to watch Bruno torch $7 million at Baccarat before breakfast. Verified? Nope, but the video racked up 1 million views and permanently fused Bruno's name to high-stakes mythology. Gambling addiction counselors explain that games of chance ignite the same dopamine pathways as standing ovations. To someone wired for instant highs, say a guy who's rocked stadiums since age 25, the felt can feel like another stage, a smaller but equally intoxicating one. And smaller stages lure you into believing you control the crowd, even when the house always wins. The 2010 cocaine bust, Sin City's first stumble. Long before Baccarat buzz, Bruno Mars faced Vegas under neon-harsh courtroom lights. September 2010, after a triumphant Hard Rock Hotel set, security noticed a young performer lingering in a restroom. Minutes later, cops seized 2.6 grams of cocaine and a grin that became meme history. The grin, Bruno later said, was panic disguised as charm. Label executives erupted. Arrest photos trended. Yet crisis managers earned their salaries. Bruno pled guilty, paid a $2,000 fine, performed 200 hours of community service, and kept his record clean after a year. A PR rep spun the ordeal as a teachable moment, and doo-wops and hooligans soared to #1 weeks later. The lesson? In Vegas, a blow can either topple you or become another bullet point in a flashy redemption arc. But this redemption would soon gain an ironic twist. Courtroom karma. When the prosecutor fell. Meet David Schubert, the Clark County prosecutor famous for tough stances on celebrity drug cases. He'd secured convictions against Paris Hilton, hammered Bruno with that bathroom bust, and strutted around courthouse hallways like a law and order rock star. 1 year later, cops found Schubert behind the wheel of a sedan containing rocks of crack cocaine and an unregistered. Headlines exploded. Bruno Mars prosecutor busted on drugs. Judges labeled his plea deal offensive, then sentenced him to 9 months. The twist burned itself into Vegas folklore. The man who scolded a musician for reckless temptation succumbed to temptation himself. Bruno never publicly gloated, but you can bet every tour bus joked about karmic roulette that season. Platinum highs versus personal lows. Through chaos, Bruno's career only accelerated. 12 Grammys, double Super Bowl halftime slots, and a Spotify monthly listener count big enough to eclipse the populations of some countries. Unorthodox Jukebox went multi-platinum. 24K Magic sparked a 90s funk revival. Critics labeled him the prince of retro future pop, yet backstage chatter hinted at cracks. Bandmates whispered about late-night casino stops between sound checks. Studio engineers noticed sessions paused when a certain high roller friend texted, "Table's hot." Loved ones, eternally supportive, started to worry whether the music's glow masked a burn. Success can become its own blind spot. When your baseline is crowds of 20K belting your lyrics, it's hard to hear caution over the roar, and Vegas thrives on that roar. Narrative tug-of-war. Debt denials and dollar signs. March 2024's rumor reset the narrative. MGM claimed Bruno has no debt, industry analysts countered. Technically, maybe that's true. Casinos can apply a performer's gambling losses directly against future fees. As long as the show goes on, the ledger shows zero. It's like spending your paycheck in the company cafeteria. HR still cuts you a check, but payroll deducts every sandwich. Fans did math anyway. If Bruno nets roughly $1.5 million after taxes per residency night, he could, on paper, erase $50 million in just over a month of shows. But subtract entourage costs, management cuts, loan interest, and, yes, more gambling, and the timeline stretches. Bruno dodged specifics with humor. On stage, he quipped, "You worried about 50 mil? I'm just trying to pick which glitter jacket to wear tomorrow." Instagram saw a story of a roulette wheel captioned, "Debt demolished soon, if red hits again." He turned speculation into punchlines, knowing laughter diffuses doubt, at least for now. Yet laughter has an echo, and once a rumor reaches bar talk status, it rarely dies on the vine. New theories spawn daily. Some claim the debt lives, just not with MGM. Others insist the numbers inflated to pump ticket sales. Nothing sells like controversy. What happens in Vegas might follow you home. So where does this leave Bruno Mars? Picture 3 doors. Cash out and tour the world. He could freeze the residency, launch a global stadium run, and reset the ledger with fresh box office gold. Downside, casinos lose their trophy, and Vegas never forgives easy exits. Double down, stay put, grind nightly, and lean into the myth. Debts, real or not, get paid, casinos keep profits, and the rumor becomes part of the show's lore. Risk, burnout, and the probability that the next rumor will be worse. Walk away. Cold turkey, pull a Celine-style hiatus. Rehab, reflection, maybe an album crafted far from slot machines. Potentially healthiest route, but it leaves tens of millions in ticket demand on the table. Addiction experts argue for door 3, managers for door 1, bean counters for door 2. Bruno? He moves in silence, occasionally in sequins. No official plan has surfaced beyond more show dates, and a cryptic wink on social media whenever debt trends. Bonus beat, a flashback, worth the risk. Before we wrap, rewind one more time to Honolulu, mid-1990s. A 5-year-old Peter Jean Hernandez, that's Bruno's given name, impersonates Elvis nightly in his family's variety act. Tiny white jumpsuit, bedazzled belt, swagger bigger than his microphone. Crowds throw dollar bills. Hotel managers hand him stage candy. Even then, applause felt like currency. Now stretch that child star adrenaline across decades. Add stadium spotlights. Sprinkle in unlimited high-limit credit lines. And you begin to grasp the vortex. For some performers, risk is not the side effect. It's the primary flavor. Each chorus is a coin toss. Each encore a roll of dice that come up applause. Gambling just shrinks the table until odds feel tangible. That doesn't excuse addiction, but it does frame the stakes. Vegas knows how to bottle childhood dreams and sell them back at compound interest. The price of a never-ending party. We opened with a single question. Could Bruno Mars owe more to a casino than most of us will ever earn? After arrests, ironies, neon nights, and number crunching, only one fact stands taller than every rumor. Vegas debt is never just about money. It's about favors, facades, and the shimmering veil that lets a superstar chase adrenaline while fans chase confetti cannons. Maybe the $50 million rumor is overstated. Maybe it's on the nose. Maybe MGM's ledger says zero, yet another casino says payment in progress. Either way, the risk is real. A voice that can electrify a city might one day whisper instead of roar if the cycle never pauses. So next time, 24K magic pumps through your speakers, remember, behind that feel-good groove is a man spinning more than records in a city that never blinks and never forgets. The house lights stay bright, the wheel clicks on, and the stakes, financial, emotional, artistic, rise with every shuffle. Will the next spin land on fortune or another IOU? In Las Vegas, the only sure bet is that the story isn't over. Keep your eyes on the felt. The next hand is being dealt right now.